As we have discussed regarding the treatment of poisoning, in that there were two goals. In that, the first was the prevention of further absorption of the poison. And how can we prevent the absorption? First is by withdrawal of a person from that toxic environment, then by induction of emesis, then also we can go for washing of gastric region, that is called as gastric lavage. Withdrawal of environment is required in case of toxicity by gaseous exposure. In that, we need to cut off the exposure by moving a person to the fresh air. Then in case of animal bites like snake bite, we can stop the spread, we can stop the exposure by tunicating. Okay, then is if the spread of poison is via body cavities, so that cavities, they need to be washed thoroughly with plenty of water in order to cut the exposure. So by this first approach, we can first cut the exposure to the poison. And if the poisoning is due to oral ingestion, orally ingested poisonous material, then in that case what we can do is we can induce the emesis by mechanical method, in which we can stroke the posterior pharynx in order to cause the irritation and thus leading to vomiting. Then we can use certain agents like ipecac syrup. We can go for the parenteral administration of apomorphine, that is subcutaneously. And we can also use the excess of salt, that is around 3 teaspoonful used in water. Okay, but in these two methods, that is using the ipecac syrup or apomorphine injection, what are the differences and advantages? Ipecac syrup, it takes time to act or to stimulate the CTZ, that is our chemoreceptor trigger zone or the vomiting center of the body. So it takes about 15 to 30 minutes to induce the emesis and is used in 15 to 30 ml of dose. That is 15 ml in case of children and 30 ml in case of adults. And apomorphine injection, it is given in the dose of 0.06 mg per kg for children and 6 mg in case of adult, but it is much faster in case of induction of vomiting as compared to ipecac syrup. But these methods are less readily used these days. In these methods too, there are some do's and don'ts, means where we can use them. Like we can use them in any case if the poisoning is due to potentially dangerous compounds like pesticides, because no other alternative is there for their quick removal, so we should go for these methods. Whereas in case of poisoning by corrosives, acids or alkalis, or if the patient is in comatose state of stupor, they are not conscious, and in case of CNS stimulants, and the poisoning by petroleum distillates. Why I am saying so? That it shouldn't be used. Corrosive substance, when they are expelled forcefully via vomiting, they can corrode the soft tissue lining of the GI tract. In case of petroleum distillates, they are having lesser viscosity, they can get aspirate into the lungs, they can cause pneumonitis, and in case of stimulant acting over CNS, they can lead to production of convulsions in the patient. Whereas in case of comatose patient also, there is a chances of aspiration of the content into the lungs. So we should take care of all these things in this case. Then in case if we are going for a gastric lavage, so we can have certain substance used for the same based upon the principle required, that is of chemical inactivation or adsorption. So these substances, like if we are using sodium sulfate, also called as Glauber's salt, can be used 30 gram in 1/4 of water content. So it has the property to precipitate iron salts. And then sodium bicarbonate 2 grams in 300 ml of water. It can be used for neutralizing the toxicity by acidic substances. We can also go via washing the gastric region via normal saline only. But in this case we must pay attention to the things like while inserting the catheter into the esophagus to reach the stomach region, we can cause injury to throat, esophagus or stomach. So these things should be taken care of. Rest, the adsorption in case of poisoning can be achieved by use of adsorbents like charcoal. Basically it is used in the ratio of 10:1. If the drug content is 1, you must use 10 parts of charcoal in that case. Like in case of theophylline, if we need to remove them, we should use charcoal as a adsorbent. And the universal antidote in all the cases where no other specific antidote is there, you can use this. For that, the composition is burnt toast in 2 parts, then tannic acid 1 part, and magnesium oxide, also called as milk of magnesia, 1 part. So this can serve as your universal antidote for the remover of toxic substances and to prevent the absorption of poison.